Matthew, good afternoon.
Boys, how you going? Shug, Fletch,
yes.
Brooksy, Tourist.
Now, Matthew, the last week I asked you your middle name. It's Denicius, isn't it?
Denicius.
Denicius, yes. Matthew Denicius Johns.
Where'd that hail from, Matty?
It's Irish, after Saint Denicius.
Yes.
Oh.
And, Saint Denicius.
Because I asked you because to become a saint, you have to do some sort of miracle. But Matthew couldn't
Yes.
tell me what Saint Denicius actually did, the miracle.
Right.
Is it a male or female?
Fletch, no, male.
Male.
He did, honestly, so many things. He actually made. It's just too many.
Yeah.
He actually persuaded Daly Cherry-Evans to backflip on the Titans.
Oh, okay.
And I can smell him. His miracles about to happen.
just on saints, you know Mother Theresa.
Yes.
Not
Yes.
quite a saint.
No.
But
Albanian.
There is a podcast going around called it's either Fraud or anyway, they paint her in an awful light.
Really?
Have you listened
Yes.
to it, Matty?
Yeah, I have. I listened to it. It was.
It's not called Fraud.
It's always hard. Like, listen to we're into saints here.
I
Which
know.
Is highly dangerous. But I'll say what I heard. Now, the first thing I heard about it was the fact that I ran into a bloke years ago. Trish and I were in Africa, of all places, right? Anyway, we're staying at this place, and every time we'd have dinner, there was this old cobber on the table next to us, this old American bloke. And I'm like, oh, mate, I started chatting to him, what are you up to, and why don't you join us? So he sat there, and he'd lost his wife, and talking about his life. Terrific fella. And I said, oh, what sort of stuff you've been into? He said, oh, mate, I've done a lot of work for not-for-profit charity. I said, oh, that's interesting. He said, mate, I spent a fair bit of time in India for a while there. And I said, oh, well, okay. And who was that with? And he said, oh, I actually worked for a while with Mother Theresa.
Yeah.
And I said, wow. What was that like? He said, horrible.
Oh.
He said she was a nasty person.
Wow.
It's called Swindled. So if you're
That's
a listener out there and you're sick of listening to our one or Matty's 17th podcast he does during the week, you listen to it. It paints her in an awful light.
So he swindled a series of different
Yes,
stories. Hey?
different stories.
Yeah.
So what they present is this, is that she was unbelievable, an incredible money maker. The whole thing around her life and what she was, and the living saint, was great for the coffers, they said, of the Catholic Church. That was their interest, and I just have to reiterate.
Yeah, it's alleged
that this is allegedly.
Yes.
But they were saying where they had the leper colonies and things like that. They were seriously hardcore. She was. There was something they said where this guy was suffering immense pain, but they wouldn't let him. She wouldn't let him have pain relief. And he said to me, he was screaming, going, "I'm in terrible pain. I'm in terrible pain." And she said, "Don't worry, just believe. It's Jesus kissing you." And he said, "Please tell him to stop." Now that's in the podcast, guys.
That's
reiterating here.
Yes.
This is all
You're just
allegedly.
the conduit.
Now, speaking of reiterating, have you ever heard the word reiterate more than in the last 18 hours on the DCE?
Wow.
Not scandal. It's not a scandal. It's just breaking news, I suppose we call
Breaking news. The shock. The shock that he was. Look, there's so much stuff going around, like whispers, as is the way with negotiations and these sorts of things between club and player and manager. It's hard to separate the shit from the shiola. But it's certainly, like, the bottom line is, it appears as though, and Manly will counter this to a step, it appears as though Manly have just been far too passive in the whole negotiation process. There was talk that Manly had said, well, let's just wait and see what other clubs offer you, then we'll step in. Now, Manly, I think Manly refute that. It didn't happen, but the bottom line is they had to, from day one of the negotiations, and we've said this, Fletch, they had to straight away get on the front foot and offer him the 2 years.
Absolutely.
From there, you work out what you're going to do as far as monetary value, and everything, but have the 2 years there. What they've done, they've been too passive. And the reason you urge us, and we've said this all before, is that, mate, pure halfbacks are such rare commodities, and, mate, elite halfbacks are diamonds, mate. Like, you just don't, you don't let other clubs steal them from you, and it appears as though that's what's happened. And you'd think at the moment they're desperate to get Daly back to the negotiating table, but given what he said last night, there's a degree of finality.
Yeah,
it's just going to happen. It's just a matter of where he's going to go.
Definitely, because he said, because the breaking news was obviously on NRL. I find that hilarious that they're doing contract negotiation, ring and buzz.
The counter offer.
Yeah, the counter. Why not ring the management? Anyway.
Yeah. Just on that, Matty, so we were mucking around with this, Fletch and I, before. No matter who you are or what group of people it is, if you did a mock halfback draft, he runs top 5 in every one, doesn't he?
Definitely.
There's not a top 5 he's not in, is there?
Nope.
Definitely. I agree, Joel. And one of the things that Manly have said, listen to Mezzy. Mezzy said, well, we're offering 1 year, but everything changed given the way how well he started this year, and we extended 2. But I maintain that it should have been 90% done before this season started, because in my opinion you didn't need to see him go around this year to know his worth. And he's been at the club for 14 years, so you know what he's like around the club. You know how he trains. You know he looks after his body. Other clubs might have to do their due diligence, but because they're looking looking from afar.
Yeah, that's right.
If there's one club that knows everything, it's Manly. So you would say, well, he ticks all those boxes. Here's a 2-year deal.
As long as he said to me, listen, and it's a hard question to ask, but as long as he said to me, look, Origin's done, I'm all in. Mate, 7 figures, here you go.
I think he's
going to
I think he's going to play Origin.
Do you think so?
Well, he said it last night. He says, look, I don't like training, I don't like weights, I don't like fitness, but, geez, I love playing Origin. So I feel he's going to be...
Do you reckon? Right, here's one for you boys. If Manly came back to him tomorrow and said, we'll give you $750 a year and we'll give you 3 years... which is not out the realms of possibility, given the fact that they'd be fairly desperate now. It'd be interesting to see if he took it.
Well, he's going to get $1 million anyway, isn't he? Like,
you'd think so.
Yeah, it has to.
Depends where. Look, the Dolphins, they're the ones that have publicly come out straight on the front foot and said, we're keen, and you imagine they'll have a big offer ready for him. It's the romance of him returning to his junior club, and it'd be fantastic for young Katoa. And look, they need something at the moment. They need some good news in and around the club. But of course, Fletch, privately there are other clubs circling. One of which is a certain club, that Bondi, and it's a predictable conspiracy, but it doesn't mean it's not true.
Okay, all right, but what's his motivation? Is it cash, do you feel, or is it a grand final, a premiership? And if that's it, I don't think the Roosters are in the same position as they were when Cooper Cronk signed with the Chooks.
I agree.
So what is his motivation? If his motivation is win a comp and get $1 million, obviously that'd be nice. I could see the Dogs sniffing around.
And Dogs, mate, and that's possible because, as you know, like Gus is a silent operator.
Oh, did you see him last night, Matty? Just staring him down, just looking at him, just going, I wonder if he's got a sauna.
Oh, boys.
And how much would it have cost?
$30,000, you're getting ripped off. Matty, we've got breaking news. Go, Sugar.
So we had the great Tootsie Croker on earlier, Matty, and he gave us the tips, which we love. One of them's at 10 tonight at Juno. I can't wait for that. On a Tuesday night. Perfect. Anyway, he said Menangle race 9, number 3, and I incorrectly shared with the audience race 9, number 9.
Yes,
and it was a $22 pop. Ooga Chucker.
About $11.
Okay, that's one, isn't it?
It's one.
It's one.
So we put it out there. So when you put it out, then you manifest stuff. Sugar just manifested. It got backed in too.
Oh man! So how much to pay?
It was $22, but it got backed into $11.
Ooga Chucker.
Mate, is it not the worst thing? I'd rather back something and see it lose, than actually be in the midst of a race with something that I was gonna back, even if it doesn't win. It's just amazing. What do they call it? Murphy's Law.
Yeah.
If you back something, you watch it and it's going backwards, but of course, if you're not on it, you just know it's going to climb forward or just zigzag through the field and do something.
Speaking about watching, Matty, Daly M points last night, White Lotus. Where do you land there?
Oh, God.
And has that ever happened to you and Joey?
You know what?
Oh,
you know
heavy.
what, Fletch? From some of the opening scenes, I thought there was something weird about that family.
Yep.
As I said, takes one to know one. I just sensed incest coming.
Oh, gosh, that's good. It just so someone texted here before, says, I'm 2 episodes down in White Lotus. Nothing's doing. Should I keep going?
Please, march on.
You've got to keep going.
Got to keep going. I tell you what, the our man Sam Rockwell, his mate. Is it Rick?
Rick.
Yeah.
I'm really warming to Rick. And did you hear? did you hear when he turned up at the house? Did you hear? If you have a subtle listen to the voice that he's talking to him.
Oh.
Right? Did you know how he went to Bangkok?
Yes.
To get square on something.
Mm.
I just want you to go back and have a listen to the voice.
Oh, good.
Okay.
I like that.
Listen. Yeah. Yep. Because he's over there, isn't he? Like,
Yeah.
we're not giving anything away.
No.
Really, he's over there to get square with the bloke, with someone who killed his father.
Yes.
But
Yes.
just have a listen to the voice.
Hey, was it one of you two who told me about Sam Rockwell, why he's in the show?
Yes.
Was that you telling me that?
Yeah, so his wife is the tall girl.
The short Bob blonde.
Short Bob, yeah.
Yeah, and he was just over there on holidays. And then Mike White said, why are you here, mate? I'll cast you into a couple of scenes.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
So good. And what about the girls? Haven't they turned on each other?
Oh,
The three girls.
it was always
Beautiful.
beautiful.
Oh, yeah, I know. As soon as they get mixed up with the Russians, just going, this is not getting any good. Could I give you a tip on a show, right? And it's copped a little bit after the first episode, but mate, I watched it. I enjoyed it. I watched it again. Not last night, the night was it? What's tomorrow night? Yeah, last night. And, mate, it was fantastic. Sam Pang tonight.
Oh.
Mate, boys, do yourself a favour. I love it. I think it's hilarious. Granted, I have got a warped sense of humour.
Yes.
But just trust me, it's great.
Well, our little mate, he's not little anymore, 122 kilos, Nathan Hindmarsh, he turned around and he goes, mate, what a shit show. Like, he was like, and we know he panders a lot, which is quite negative. He said, mate, it was so bad. He said he was throwing it was shit. And now Matty comes on.
Mate,
it's so good.
It's really good. But let's face it, when it comes to, put it this way, if intimacy was sense of humour, Hindy would be the matrimonial.
That is outstanding. Now, Matthew, Friday. I won't speak to you. When do you want again? Thursday.
Thursday.
Okay.
The missile's back Thursday.
I won't be here. Yeah, missile's back. So
you
can,
mate.
We've had to adjust the doors. The size of this beast.
You should see him.
Oh, mate. He'd be looking for, mate. Geez, a terrific bloke. He's a good fella.
I want to go back to Matty, this little tease he gave us for Rick.
Yeah, we'll get back to it.
So
I think I know where he's going.
Yeah, okay. All right, we'll do that.
So maybe, just maybe, I've got a theory. I think that maybe that he's gone over there to see the man who killed his father.
Yeah.
Is it his father? Is it?
Might be, Fletch.
Yeah. Now, Matthew, before you go, you're a Newcastle legend. What about this? Daly Cherry-Evans for 2 years at 1.3 each, or the current Dylan Brown contract for 10 years?
Right, so take Daly for 2.
You're going to take Daly for 2, but
Same price?
But same price.
Okay.
1.3, 1.3.
Yep.
Cool.
And then we get Dylan after that for the next 8.
No, you don't get Dylan. Dylan's off.
Oh, right.
Dylan's gone to the ether. You're only getting. So you're going to have to fork out 2.6 for Daly.
Yep.
Or we keep the 10 years for Dylan. It's one or the other. This is good. This is Bears Head's hypothetical.
This
I
is
love
Bears
it.
Head clickbait.
Well, I think probably the person you should ask, you should get Sully or Pari on, pose it to him. That would be a tough question. That'd be very, very tough. I tell you, mate, I was sitting there before. I feel for Dylan Brown. If it's funny, they're playing Manly this week, and I was thinking about Daly. I thought to myself, if they weren't playing this Sunday, Daly might feel inclined to ring Dylan and say, mate, I know what you're going through. Signed a 10-year deal. I know about all the pressure. Because I'm watching Dylan at the moment, and we knew as soon as he signed the deal, the scrutiny and the pressure was going to be upon him. And you can see at the moment, I reckon with Dylan, he's disappearing out of contest, out of games because he's scared of errors. He doesn't want to make errors. Like, he can just feel the scrutiny. My advice to Dylan would be, listen, mate, don't worry about trying to be this type of player that Newcastle might have signed you to be. At the end of the day, you might end up being an organising halfback, you know, if Newcastle wants you to take that role. But you're never going to be that player at Parramatta, right? A couple of years down the track, you might develop into that player. Mate, just be the Dylan Brown that Newcastle signed. Just be that bloke who's going to run the football. Don't play nervous, play aggressive. Don't try to finesse the ball. Bludgeon forward. Just run, and take them on. You know, I'm watching he's playing at the moment, and honestly, it's the expectation is a big weight on his shoulders, and he's got to throw off the shackles and just go back to doing what he does best.
Hey, Tourist, he's been very generous with his time, Matty. Just give him a parting gift.
Yeah, give him the
White Lotus.
Give him the White Lotus.
Come on, mate.
Listen to this. So if you look at that, Matthew, if you could see that, he puts his head up and he sticks that little tongue out because he used to be
Robbie Young.
He's a Robert Young. He's got a fat little tongue.
Yeah,
and he was in the choir as a kid.
Oh, you know.
Yeah. Well, do you know what? I'll dig it up. I'll dig it up next week, Tourist. I don't know. There was one of my favourite artists. He was an Northern Englishman, but he used to be able to Scottish yodel. There's a certain Scottish yodel that is that's excellent. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to find it, and I'm going to text it through to you blokes.
Yeah, beautiful stuff.
Before you finish off there.
We're going to miss you, Matty, as we've missed the Daily Grudge.
Thanks,
no Daily
fellas.
Grudge today,
No, we didn't get the Daily.
What?
We'll get Carl Fad next week. Pretty sure we'll get
Good on
him
you, Matty. What, you're still here? Well, you can see more on the Joel and Fletch socials and catch us live on SEN Radio, you beautiful humans.